Cosplay can be really expensive, but what if I tell you that you can make a DIY cosplay with your old clothes and only $10? Hey guys, I'm Cosplayer Mio. Today I'm taking on a challenge to create a cosplay with only old clothes and $10. And since Halloween is coming, the cosplay I'm making this time is Entomologist Ghost Candle from Identity 5. Let's see if it's possible. This video is the first episode of my One Broke Girl series. In this series, I challenge myself to cosplay within a limited budget and show you that you can cosplay without spending much. Altering your old clothes to make a new cosplay is actually one of the best ways for beginners to start if you want to learn how to make a DIY costume. It's cheaper and easier. I'm a sewing beginner too. I only made 2 cosplay with my old clothes before. I had lots of fun and I hope you can enjoy making DIY cosplay too. So let's get started. The first step is to gather materials. Let's break down her costume and see what we need before we start. My favorite hack for making DIY cosplay is to look up the Taobao stores. I save the product photos and use them as a reference to give me a better picture of how the costume looks like, the details, and how the costume is constructed. The Ghost Candle outfits consist of 3 main parts: an off-shoulder long base dress, a black corset, and a hair veil. Her main color theme is bluish purple, so for the base fabric, I will need to gather blue and purple clothes. I looked through my closet and found these 2 old purple dresses that I don't wear anymore. I also found this purplish blue off-shoulder top from the thrift store with only $7, which is perfect. Since I'm a sewing beginner, I'm not skillful enough to make an off-shoulder dress, so having this as my base fabric would be really helpful. So let's start making the dress. For the first step, I'm making the top of the dress. So from this reference picture, we can see that the top is an off-shoulder piece with ruffles. I'll be using this off-shoulder piece and this purple dress. For this purple dress, I will cut it into half and use the bottom part. You can see there are 2 layers of the dress. The outer layer is sheer and translucent, which is perfect for the outer layer of the costume. So I will cut the outer layer into half. So the first step I'm doing now is to cut the dress into half and separate the outer layer and the inner layer. I take out the outer layer and use it for the top dress. Then I draft a line on the outer layer and cut it into half. This is actually my first prom dress. I do feel a little bit sad when cutting it, but upcycling it means we are giving them a new life. I pinned the bottom half of the dress to the off-shoulder top and sew them together. Since the fabric itself already has a wavy pattern, I didn't sew any extra ruffles or else it will look too wavy. By the way, since I don't have a sewing machine, so I'm borrowing my school sewing machine. And here's the result of the top with a ruffle pattern. For the next step, we will be working on the bottom half of the dress. I'm using the purple inner layer from the previous dress and connected it to the off-shoulder top. And now we have a wearable dress. So from the reference photo, the lower part of the dress is purple and has irregular patterns. The second dress I'm using is sheer as well, and it has regular cuts, which is perfect as the outer layer of the bottom dress. I cut out the bottom of the purple floral dress where the irregular patterns start. Then I placed the base dress inside the floral dress. I then hand sew them together. I actually did this process twice because for the first time, I accidentally sewed the dress too long, so I have to cut all the threads and sew it again. And now our base dress is basically done. I know it looks kind of ugly now, but since this part will be covered by the black corset, so it's fine to leave it like that, out of sight, out of mind. I'm using the remaining part of the outer layer of the purple dress to make the sleeves. I don't really know how to sew a proper sleeve, so I just sew 2 fabrics together and then flip it. Luckily my arms are not that long, so I have enough fabrics for them. Moving on to the accessories on the dress. There are lots of blue flowers on the dress as well as the hair veil. I have lots of white flowers that I used as a prop before. I prepared 2 types of fake flowers, one is big and one is smaller. I used 2 blue metallic paints to paint the flowers so that every flower looks unique and so dreamy. And this is how the flowers look like after I paint them. I think they look really pretty. And this is the comparison of the original flower and painted flowers. I hot glue a safety pin behind the blue flowers and pinned them on the dress. Now I'm working on the accessories in front of the chest. I'm cutting out a piece of palm-sized Ife foam as a base. I'm hot gluing 2 pieces of big flowers on the Ife foam, surrounded by some small flowers. Making accessories is always my favorite part of making DIY cosplay. I also added some small blue and white flowers so it won't look bland. And this is how the accessories look like on the dress. The costume consists of a white lace neckwear with a purple jewel in the middle. I don't have any white lace, so I used the remaining part of the purple dress instead. I sew it in ruffle pattern and used a purple ribbon from the floral dress and glue it on top of the neckwear. As a cosplayer, I collect a lot of accessories and jewels, so I have a purple jewel that looks exactly the same. I glue the jewel on the neckwear with a fabric glue, and the neckwear is done. It turned out better than I expected. Now we are moving on to the next part, the black corset. For the black corset, I have this black corset that I used for other cosplay before, and now I can use it for my entomologist cosplay. And from the reference photo, we can see that there's a black twig surrounding her waist. And for this, I decided to spend $1.5 and bought this Halloween twig garland from the dollar store. And beside the twig, there is a little accessories hanging from her corset that looks like a pocket watch. I asked my friend to 3D print a pocket watch with a free model online. I just spray painted it gray, and the black corset part is basically done. Now we are gonna work on the last part of the costume, the hair veil. For previous parts, I have spent $7 for the off-shoulder top and $1.5 for the twig garland. Our budget is $10, so we have $1.5 left. And I'm going to use the last $1.5 for the hair veil. And obviously, I'm not able to get a hair veil with $1.5, so this is what I got from the dollar store. A table runner. I think it's perfect. Even the pattern is like gothic and it's what I wanted to. The hair veil of this costume in the game model is purple and white, but from the reference photo that I have, the veil is white. Plus, unfortunately, I'm not good at fabric painting. I don't want to ruin it, so I will leave it white. For the hair accessories, I'm using the remaining twig garland. I wrap the twig into a crown shape and hot glue it so it stays in shape. Then I glue some small and big flowers around the twig. And that's it! Our hair veil and hair accessories are done. And now, let's see the full cosplay look. If you are a cosplay beginner or you are on a tight budget, I hope this video shows you that you don't need to spend much to cosplay. With creativity and DIY spirit, you can bring your favorite characters to life. If you enjoy watching videos like this, comment and let me know what cosplay you want to see me challenge next. Don't forget to like and subscribe. For next week's video, I will show you how I do my cosplay makeup for entomologists. I'll see you in next week's video.